The Dallas Cowboys find themselves at the center of yet another whirlwind of NFL rumors and speculation as we edge closer to the start of the 2025 NFL season. After yet another disappointing playoff exit and with growing pressure on both the front office and coaching staff, Jerry Jones and the Cowboys brass are being closely watched as they look to fine-tune a roster that's brimming with talent but still missing that elusive postseason breakthrough. Among the hottest topics swirling in the rumor mill right now are the possibilities of signing either Rasul Douglas or Stephon Gilmore to bolster the secondary, the potential blockbuster trade for Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson, and of course, the highly anticipated return of star cornerback Trevon Diggs from injury. Each of these situations carries weight, implications for the future of the franchise, and a host of opinions from fans, analysts, and insiders alike. Let's begin with the debate that's polarizing Cowboys Nation, whether the team should make a move for Rasul Douglas or bring back the familiar and reliable Stephon Gilmore. Both are experienced corners, both bring unique strengths, and both could arguably slide into a starting role opposite Trevon Diggs, assuming Diggs returns to form. Rasul Douglas is coming off a very respectable season in Buffalo, where he showed flashes of the ball-hawking ability he developed in Green Bay. He's younger than Gilmore, stands tall at 6'2", and has the kind of length and physicality Dan Quinn, now succeeded by Matt Eberflus, historically looked for in a boundary corner. Douglas is also hungry. He's bounced around teams, been cut before, and that chip on his shoulder has helped him evolve into a cornerback who plays with physical intensity and smarts. If the Cowboys opt for a younger, ascending player who can potentially stick around for a few years, Douglas might be their guy. On the flip side, Stephon Gilmore is the embodiment of a professional cornerback. A former NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Gilmore brought veteran savvy and poise to the Cowboys last year and was a steady presence in the secondary. He may have lost half a step due to age, but his technique, awareness, and leadership more than make up for it. Gilmore's chemistry with Diggs was evident last season, and there's something to be said about continuity in a secondary, especially for a team trying to contend now. He knows the scheme, he's respected in the locker room, and he still has the ability to make crucial plays, even if he isn't locking down WR1S quite like he used to. Bringing Gilmore back could stabilize a secondary that had to make do with backups and inconsistent play for large parts of the previous season due to Diggs' injury and other depth issues. This is a classic decision between upside and consistency. Do the Cowboys want a potentially longer-term solution in Douglas, or do they value Gilmore's experience enough to double down for another 1 or 2 year run? While the debate over Douglas versus Gilmore simmers, another rumor has exploded across social media and sports talk: the possibility of the Cowboys making a blockbuster trade for Bengals edge rusher Trey Hendrickson. Now this one is juicy. Hendrickson is one of the premier pass rushers in the NFL, having racked up double-digit sacks consistently over the past few seasons. He's a relentless motor on the edge, plays with a fire that any defensive coordinator would love, and would be an absolute menace playing opposite Micah Parsons. Just imagine that pairing: Parsons wreaking havoc on one side, Hendrickson collapsing the pocket on the other. Offensive lines would be in nightmare territory. But, as with any high-profile trade, the questions come down to price. The Bengals, reportedly, aren't keen on letting him go for anything short of a premium package. They'd want high draft picks, likely a first-rounder, and then some, or maybe even a player-plus-pick situation. There's also the matter of Hendrickson's contract. He wants more guaranteed money and a deal that matches his production. The Cowboys are already in a cap-tight situation, with CeeDee Lamb awaiting a long-term extension and Dak Prescott's future also hanging in the balance. Trading for Hendrickson would mean committing a significant portion of future cap space to a defensive line that already features Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. Is that sustainable? Could you fit 3 high-salary pass rushers on one roster while maintaining depth elsewhere? It's a big ask, and the Cowboys would have to either restructure deals or part ways with other veterans to make it happen. There's also the strategic angle to consider. Matt Eberflus is taking over the defensive play calling this year, and while his defenses in Chicago were aggressive, they didn't always rely on blitzing or heavy investments on the edge. Would you even want Hendrickson in the fold if it means sacrificing rotational depth or versatility in the back seven? Sure, it's tempting to build a Madden-style defense full of stars, but balance is key in the real NFL. Even so, the potential impact Hendrickson could have on this defense is hard to ignore. A trade would certainly signal that the Cowboys are going all in for a Super Bowl push, and Jerry Jones has never been afraid to make a splash when he feels the roster is close. But again, cost and fit might ultimately sink this fantasy before it becomes reality. While all eyes are on potential additions, one of the most important developments for the Cowboys this offseason is already on the roster: Trevon Diggs and his road to recovery. Diggs tore his ACL early in the 2023 season, and his absence was immediately felt. The secondary lacked its swagger, playmaking ability, and fear factor without him. The injury was a major blow not only to the defense's overall effectiveness but also to the identity they had built over the previous seasons. Diggs had emerged as one of the league's premier corners, a magnet for turnovers, and a player who could change the outcome of a game with a single play. Now, with the calendar flipping to 2025, there's renewed optimism. Reports from the Cowboys camp suggest that Diggs is progressing well and could be ready by week 1 of the regular season. That said, fans should temper expectations. ACL injuries are tricky, and even though modern medicine and rehab techniques have advanced, cornerback is a position that puts significant strain on the knees, especially with all the cutting, turning, and sudden acceleration required. It may take Diggs a few games to truly get back into top form, and the Cowboys would be wise to monitor his snap counts early in the season to avoid setbacks. His return, however, would be massive. A healthy Diggs instantly elevates this defense from good to potentially elite. Opposing quarterbacks have to account for him on every play, which allows the rest of the secondary to play more freely. And if the Cowboys do end up signing either Douglas or Gilmore, having Diggs back in the fold would allow them to push other corners down the depth chart into more natural and less demanding roles. That trickle-down effect could be the difference between a leaky secondary and a lockdown unit. Beyond the physical presence, Diggs also brings confidence and leadership to a defense that at times struggled with identity in his absence. His return could be the emotional lift this team needs to overcome its mental hurdles in big games. All of these rumors and possibilities exist within the broader context of a Cowboys organization at a crossroads. Time is running out on this iteration of the roster. Prescott is nearing the end of his contract, and there is no guarantee he'll be back unless the Cowboys reach the NFC title game or beyond. CeeDee Lamb is due for a mega extension that could reshape the entire salary structure. Micah Parsons is already a top 5 player in the league and will eventually command a historic contract. This offseason, more than any other, will determine if the Cowboys can make that final leap or if they'll continue to be good but not great. Adding a veteran cornerback, trading for an elite pass rusher, and ensuring a healthy return for Trevon Diggs are all part of the chessboard. Every move counts. Every misstep could set the team back years. That's the pressure cooker Dallas lives in. Cowboys fans, as passionate and divided as ever, are weighing in across social media. Some are adamant that the team must go all and get Hendrickson, bring back Gilmore, go full throttle for a Super Bowl. Others preach patience, value, and building through the draft. They warn against mortgaging the future for short-term gains. And then there are those who just want Trevon Diggs to return healthy and take it from there. No matter which camp you fall into, one thing is clear: the 2025 Cowboys have the talent to contend, but only if the front office makes smart, calculated decisions in the coming weeks. Will Jerry Jones and company deliver? Time will tell, but the clock is ticking.